Than 190 Stellantis employees at the Sterling Heights assembly plant are being laid off. The vast majority are seasonal supplemental employees originally hired to cover those summer vacation vacancies.
Breaking news, Stellantis just brought Tim Kuniskis back into the fold, and it's a move that is changing everything. Kuniskis, the architect of Dodge's muscle car revolution, is stepping in as Stellantis struggles with falling sales and a fractured identity. With his track record for bold innovation, he's the perfect choice to tackle Stellantis' growing challenges. But isn't it a little too late? What's Kuniskis' plan to save Stellantis? How will Dodge and Ram recover their lost glory? And can one man fix the mess left behind by years of mismanagement? Keep watching, you won't want to miss this. What's happening? Imagine this. Dodge was once the king of American muscle cars, roaring down highways with Hellcats and demons that left competitors in the dust. But behind the scenes, the cracks were forming, cracks that few wanted to acknowledge. Under Carlos Tavares' leadership, Stellantis began steering away from its roots, prioritizing electrification and turning its back on the internal combustion engines that defined its brands. Now, in a twist no one saw coming, Tim Kuniskis is back. It's the kind of return that feels like a movie moment. The hero called out of retirement to save the day. Kuniskis is stepping in as the CEO of Ram, but his influence could ripple across Stellantis' North American brands. This return isn't just about a job, it's about a legacy. Kuniskis built Dodge into a symbol of raw power and performance, a brand that dared to stick with V8s and push boundaries even as the rest of the industry moved toward quieter, more efficient engines. His retirement in June marked the end of an era, and the months that followed saw Dodge and Ram drifting further from their roots. But with Tavares gone and Stellantis at a crossroads, Kuniskis' comeback is more than a headline. It's a lifeline for a company that desperately needs to reconnect with its identity. The stakes couldn't be higher, but why now? And can Kuniskis truly bring Dodge and Ram back from the brink? The fallout. The scale of Stellantis' crisis is staggering. Under Carlos Tavares' leadership, the company lost its way, alienating its core customers and leaving its North American brands to flounder. Consider this. Dodge, once a leader in the muscle car market, saw its sales decline by double digits over the last 12 months. Meanwhile, Ford and General Motors capitalized on the demand for high-performance gas-powered vehicles, leaving Dodge struggling to stay relevant. It's not just Dodge. Ram, a brand that once dominated the truck market, has seen its competitors pull ahead. Tesla's electric truck innovations and Ford's reinvention of the F-150 series have set new standards, forcing Ram into a corner. And then there's Jeep, facing stiff competition from Ford's Bronco, which has eaten into its off-road market share. The numbers don't lie. Stellantis' stock dropped nearly 20% over the past year, reflecting investor doubts about the company's direction. While Tesla, Ford, and General Motors continue to post strong results, Stellantis has struggled to maintain its footing. The ripple effects are hard to ignore. Dealers are frustrated, stuck with inventory that doesn't meet customer demand. Loyalists are turning to other brands, feeling betrayed by Stellantis' abandonment of the V8 engine. And within the company, morale has taken a hit as leadership struggles to chart a clear path forward. With such a steep decline, how did Stellantis get here? And what led to this moment of reckoning? It all comes down to three key missteps that left Dodge, Ram, and Jeep in a vulnerable position. Let me explain. The Electrification Gamble. Stellantis' road to trouble began with a gamble, a bet on electrification that seemed bold on the surface but alienated its core customers. Under Carlos Tavares, the company put almost all its chips on electric vehicles, sidelining the very engines and designs that had defined brands like Dodge and Ram for decades. While this strategy aligned with global trends and regulatory pressures, it left a significant portion of Stellantis' loyalists, those who loved the roar of a V8 or the brute strength of a diesel truck, feeling abandoned. Take Dodge, for example. The brand built its reputation on high-octane power and unapologetic performance. Yet, under Tavares' vision, the focus shifted to electric concepts, leaving customers questioning whether Dodge could still deliver on its muscle car legacy. Similarly, Ram faced challenges as the truck market began to favor electric innovations. While competitors like Ford found a way to blend electrification with their rugged identities, Stellantis seemed to disregard the emotional connection customers had to its traditional powertrains. Kuniskis now faces the daunting task of balancing electrification with heritage. Customers want the thrill of muscle cars and heavy-duty trucks without sacrificing progress. But can Stellantis find a way to satisfy both worlds? Or will it continue to lose ground to competitors who've already figured it out? The gamble has cost Stellantis dearly, but can Kuniskis find a way to win back the hearts of its loyalists? Missed market opportunities. While Stellantis was chasing electrification, its competitors were proving that innovation didn't mean abandoning identity. Ford and General Motors struck a delicate balance, developing electric trucks like the F-150 Lightning and Chevrolet Silverado EV, while ensuring their design stayed true to their brand DNA. Stellantis, however, took an abrupt turn, introducing concepts that felt disconnected from its storied past. The result? Dodge's muscle cars lost ground to Ford's Mustang lineup, which continued to offer both electrified and high-performance internal combustion options. Meanwhile, Jeep, once the undisputed king of off-road vehicles, faced a serious challenge from Ford's Bronco, a model that combined nostalgia with cutting-edge design to win over adventure enthusiasts. And then there's Ram, which struggled to maintain relevance as rivals unveiled electric trucks that seamlessly integrated ruggedness with modern technology. Stellantis' failure to recognize these market shifts left its brands playing catch-up. Dealers were stuck with inventory that didn't resonate with buyers, while customers turned to brands that offered the best of both worlds. Kuniskis must now focus on reclaiming this lost ground by revitalizing Stellantis' offerings and showing that the company understands what its customers truly want. Can Stellantis claw its way back into the competitive landscape, or have its rivals pulled too far ahead? Leadership disconnect. At the heart of Stellantis' struggles was Carlos Tavares' leadership approach, one that prioritized meeting emissions regulations and cutting costs over listening to the voices of employees and customers. His leadership created a disconnect within Stellantis' ranks, stifling innovation and creating frustration among the company's development teams. Take the development of more efficient V8 engines, for instance. Engineers had been working on designs that could meet stricter emission standards without sacrificing performance. But instead of moving forward with these advancements, Tavares shelved the projects entirely, opting to focus solely on electrification. This decision didn't just limit Stellantis' options, it also demoralized its workforce, many of whom felt their efforts were being dismissed. This leadership vacuum trickled down to Stellantis' brands, leaving Dodge, Ram, and Jeep without clear direction. Dodge's Hellcat era faded without a clear successor. Ram struggled to compete in the evolving truck market, and Jeep faced challenges in maintaining its off-road dominance. Kuniskis must now rebuild this fractured leadership structure, creating a vision that aligns with the company's strengths while addressing the demands of a rapidly changing industry. Kuniskis has the passion and the track record, but can he overcome the damage caused by years of leadership missteps? Filling the void. When Carlos Tavares exited Stellantis, he left behind more than an empty office. He left a leadership vacuum. Stellantis, a conglomerate of global brands with distinct identities, found itself struggling to navigate a complex industry landscape without a cohesive vision. Tavares' tenure, while ambitious, was marred by decisions that prioritized short-term regulatory goals over long-term brand loyalty and innovation. Under his leadership, Stellantis leaned heavily into electrification. While this aligned with global trends and satisfied emissions regulations, it also alienated the company's most passionate customers. The move away from traditional engines, particularly Dodge's iconic V8s, signaled a departure from the brand's roots. This decision created friction within Stellantis' ranks and confusion among its customers. The vacuum left by Tavares was felt across all levels of Stellantis. Executives lacked clear directives, development teams faced project cancellations, and dealers were left with inventories that didn't resonate with buyers. The result? A fractured company in desperate need of leadership that could unify its diverse brands and bring back its loyal customer base. Tim Kuniskis' return offers a glimmer of hope, but the question remains, can he step into this void and provide the direction Stellantis so desperately needs? Kuniskis has the passion to lead, but is that enough to fill the void left behind by years of mismanagement? Broken trust. Perhaps the most significant fallout from Tavares' leadership was the erosion of trust, both internally and externally. Stellantis' employees, dealers, and loyal customers all felt the sting of decisions that seemed out of touch with the company's heritage. For years, Dodge enthusiasts trusted the brand to deliver powerful, thrilling vehicles that defied industry norms. But when Stellantis shelved new V8 development and pivoted to electric vehicles without offering a bridge between the two, it left fans feeling abandoned. Ram's customer base too began to question whether Stellantis truly understood the needs of truck buyers, as the company struggled to introduce compelling alternatives to Ford's hybrid and electric offerings. Internally, the morale of Stellantis' workforce took a hit. Engineers and designers saw their efforts sidelined in favor of electrification initiatives that felt rushed and disconnected from customer expectations. Dealers, meanwhile, faced frustrated buyers who were left with limited options that didn't reflect what they loved about Stellantis' brands. Rebuilding this trust will require more than flashy new models or marketing campaigns. It will take a leader who understands the emotional connection between Stellantis' brands and their customers, a role that Kuniskis is uniquely positioned to fill. But with trust already fractured, can even Kuniskis mend these relationships? Rebuilding trust is never easy, and Stellantis may find that regaining its customers' loyalty is its biggest challenge yet. The emissions challenge. Beyond customer and dealer dissatisfaction, Stellantis faces a larger systemic issue: emissions regulations. The company's reliance on its North American brands, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Chrysler, has placed it in a precarious position as global emission standards grow stricter. While European automakers like BMW and Mercedes-Benz have embraced electrification with greater ease, Stellantis has struggled to balance its heritage with the demand for greener vehicles. One of the most pressing challenges is compliance with European Union regulations. These standards have forced Stellantis to rethink its strategies for Dodge and Ram, two brands deeply rooted in gas-powered performance. Meeting emissions requirements has meant diverting resources to electrification, often at the expense of the innovation needed to modernize internal combustion engines. Some industry analysts have speculated that Stellantis may consider splitting its American brands into a separate entity by following a model similar to Ferrari, which operates independently while still sharing ties with its parent company. Stellantis could avoid some of the regulatory hurdles. However, this approach carries risks, including the potential to further dilute the identity of its brands. Kuniskis will need to navigate this minefield carefully, finding ways to innovate without alienating Stellantis' core customers. The stakes are high, and the future of Dodge, Ram, and Jeep may depend on how well Kuniskis can balance these competing demands. Kuniskis must find a way to reconcile Stellantis' emissions challenges with the passion of its loyalists. But will it come at too high a cost? The cost of recovery. As Stellantis tries to rebuild, the financial and reputational costs of recovery loom large. Over the past year, the company has faced declining market share, frustrated dealers, and a skeptical customer base. These challenges have taken a toll not only on Stellantis' bottom line, but also on its standing in the industry. Consider the stock market response. When Carlos Tavares announced his departure, Stellantis' stock initially dipped, reflecting investor uncertainty about the company's future. Although Tim Kuniskis' return provided a brief boost, the overall trend has been one of caution rather than confidence. Analysts have raised concerns about Stellantis' ability to compete with industry leaders like Ford and Tesla, both of which have managed to navigate the transition to electrification with greater success. Internally, Stellantis is investing heavily in electrification and infrastructure to catch up with its competitors. These investments are necessary but costly, requiring the company to make difficult choices about where to allocate resources. Kuniskis must balance these demands while also addressing the need for new products that reconnect with customers. The cost of recovery is not just financial, it's also reputational. Stellantis must demonstrate that it understands its mistakes and is willing to course correct in meaningful ways. For Kuniskis, this means not only steering Stellantis toward profitability, but also restoring the pride that once defined Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. The road to recovery is long and uncertain, but can Stellantis afford to wait as competitors pull further ahead? A comeback for Dodge. Tim Kuniskis built his legacy by turning Dodge into the embodiment of American muscle, powerful, unapologetic, and wildly entertaining. But now, in an era where electrification is reshaping the industry, Kuniskis faces the monumental task of orchestrating Dodge's comeback. The key to this revival lies in Dodge's identity. Under Kuniskis' leadership, Dodge thrived by embracing its roots and delivering vehicles that defied convention, like the Dodge Challenger Hellcat and Charger SRT Demon. These cars weren't just about performance, they were statements, proving that Dodge could innovate without losing its soul. But today, Dodge's lineup feels stagnant, with no clear successor to its legendary Hellcats and a hesitant approach to electrification. The brand risks falling behind. Kuniskis understands this better than anyone, which is why he's reportedly exploring ways to bring Dodge back to the forefront, whether it's reviving V8 models with modern efficiency or introducing electric muscle cars that stay true to Dodge's bold spirit. His plans could reignite excitement among fans. Kuniskis also recognizes that Dodge's comeback isn't just about the cars, it's about the community. Dodge has always thrived on its passionate fan base, and reconnecting with these enthusiasts will be critical to the brand's success. From special events to exclusive model releases, Kuniskis is likely to double down on the emotional connection between Dodge and its loyalists. Dodge is poised for a comeback, but can Kuniskis balance tradition with the demands of a changing industry? Ram's Reinvention. As Chief Executive Officer of Ram, Kuniskis isn't just tasked with preserving its reputation as a leader in the truck market, he's tasked with reinventing it. The truck industry is undergoing a seismic shift, with electric vehicles setting new standards for performance, technology, and sustainability. Ram has always been synonymous with strength and durability, offering some of the best-in-class trucks for heavy-duty work and lifestyle buyers alike. But competitors like Ford and Tesla have raised the stakes, introducing electric models that redefine what a truck can be. Ford's F-150 Lightning, for example, has captured headlines with its blend of practicality and cutting-edge features, while Tesla's Cybertruck has drawn attention for its futuristic design. Kuniskis' vision for Ram includes building a lineup that competes head-on with these challengers while maintaining the brand's rugged identity. Early reports suggest he's pushing for a hybrid approach, combining electric powertrains with the towing and hauling capabilities that Ram buyers expect. The recently teased Ram Revolution electric truck could be the start of this transformation. That beyond electrification, Kuniskis understands the importance of innovation. Features like advanced infotainment systems, enhanced driver assistance technologies, and premium interior materials will be key to appealing to a broader audience. By blending tradition with progress, Kuniskis hopes to position Ram as a leader in the next era of trucks. Ram's reinvention is underway, but can it outpace the innovation of its fiercest competitors, Jeep and Chrysler? While Dodge and Ram often dominate the conversation, Stellantis' other North American brands, Jeep and Chrysler, are equally critical to its future. For Kuniskis, bringing these brands back into focus will be a key part of his strategy. Jeep has long been the king of off-road vehicles, with its iconic Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models defining the segment for decades. But recent competition from Ford's Bronco has challenged Jeep's dominance, offering buyers a fresh alternative with a retro flair. Kuniskis knows that Jeep must innovate to maintain its edge, which could mean introducing more hybrid and electric options to its lineup while doubling down on its reputation for adventure and capability. Then there's Chrysler, a brand that feels like it's been left in limbo. Once a symbol of luxury and innovation, Chrysler has struggled to find its place within Stellantis. With a limited lineup and no clear direction, the brand risks becoming irrelevant. Kuniskis could play a pivotal role in redefining Chrysler, possibly by transforming it into Stellantis' flagship for electric luxury vehicles, a move that would align with global trends while breathing new life into the brand. These overlooked brands represent both a challenge and an opportunity for Kuniskis. By revitalizing Jeep and Chrysler, he can ensure Stellantis' North American portfolio is stronger and more competitive than ever. Jeep and Chrysler have been overshadowed for too long. Can Kuniskis bring them back into the spotlight? The roadblocks ahead. While Kuniskis' vision for Stellantis brands is ambitious, the road ahead is fraught with challenges. The automotive industry is evolving faster than ever, and Stellantis must navigate a series of roadblocks to remain competitive. One of the biggest obstacles is timing. Stellantis is late to the electrification game, and its competitors already have a significant head start. Ford and General Motors are rolling out well-received electric models, while Tesla continues to dominate the market. Kuniskis will need to accelerate Stellantis' transition without compromising the quality and identity of its vehicles, a difficult balancing act. Then there's the issue of supply chains. The global semiconductor shortage has disrupted production across the industry, and Stellantis is no exception. Securing a stable supply of critical components will be essential for executing Kuniskis' plans. Finally, there's the question of customer perception. Stellantis must rebuild trust among its loyalists while convincing new buyers that its brands are worth considering. This means delivering products that not only meet expectations but exceed them. Kuniskis' ability to inspire confidence will be crucial to overcoming these challenges. Kuniskis has a clear vision, but will the roadblocks ahead prove too steep for Stellantis to overcome? A defining moment for Stellantis. Tim Kuniskis' return isn't just about saving Dodge or Ram, it is about redefining Stellantis' place in the automotive industry. This is a company at a crossroads, facing challenges that will determine its future for decades to come. Will Stellantis embrace its heritage while adapting to a rapidly changing world, or will it lose its identity in the pursuit of modernity? For Stellantis, this isn't just a corporate challenge, it is an existential one. The company's North American brands are more than just vehicles, they're cultural touchstones. Dodge's muscle cars, Ram's trucks, and Jeep's off-roaders have defined American motoring for generations. Losing sight of this legacy risks alienating the very customers who built these brands into icons. Kuniskis' leadership marks a pivotal moment. With his deep understanding of Dodge's DNA and his ability to connect with loyalists, he has the potential to guide Stellantis toward a future that honors its past while embracing innovation. He must ensure the brands remain relevant in a world shifting toward electric vehicles, autonomous technology, and sustainability. But this balancing act will require more than just strategic planning. It will demand bold decisions and unwavering commitment. Can Kuniskis navigate this defining moment and solidify Stellantis' place as a leader in the industry? Industry-wide implications. The ripple effects of Stellantis' next moves extend far beyond its own brands. The automotive industry is watching closely, as the challenges Stellantis faces are not unique. Electrification, global competition, and shifting consumer expectations are reshaping the landscape for every automaker. If Stellantis can successfully revive Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Chrysler under Kuniskis' leadership, it could set a new standard for balancing tradition with progress. Other companies might look to Stellantis as a model for navigating the transition to electrification without alienating core customers. Conversely, if Stellantis stumbles, it could serve as a cautionary tale for brands that fail to adapt quickly enough. The stakes are particularly high in the race for electric vehicles. Ford and Tesla have already staked their claims as leaders in the segment, and General Motors is rapidly closing the gap. For Stellantis to compete, it must deliver innovative, high-quality electric models while addressing the unique needs of its customer base. Kuniskis' ability to inspire confidence and execute on these goals will determine whether Stellantis can keep pace or fall further behind. The industry is at a turning point, and Stellantis' success or failure will shape the future of automotive innovation. The future of performance. One of the most intriguing questions surrounding Stellantis is whether performance and sustainability can coexist. Dodge, Ram, and Jeep have built their reputations on power and capability, qualities that seem at odds with the quiet efficiency of electric vehicles. But Kuniskis has shown time and again that he's willing to challenge expectations. Imagine a future where Dodge muscle cars deliver the same adrenaline-pumping performance with an electric twist, or where Ram trucks combine rugged durability with cutting-edge green technology. These aren't just fantasies, they're the kinds of innovations Kuniskis must champion to ensure Stellantis remains relevant in a rapidly evolving market. The challenge lies in execution. Customers won't accept watered-down versions of their favorite vehicles, even if they come with advanced technology. Kuniskis will need to prove that electrification can enhance performance rather than dilute it. If he succeeds, Stellantis could redefine what it means to be a performance brand in the 21st century. The future of performance hangs in the balance. Can Kuniskis deliver vehicles that thrill without compromise? The legacy of Tim Kuniskis. As the dust settles on Kuniskis' return, one thing is clear: his legacy is being written now. Will he be remembered as the savior of Stellantis North American brands, or will the challenges prove insurmountable? Kuniskis' impact will be measured not just by sales numbers or stock performance, but by the emotional connection he fosters between Stellantis' brands and their customers. If he can reignite the passion that once defined Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Chrysler, his legacy will be secure. But if Stellantis falters, it will raise questions about whether the company waited too long to address its challenges. Ultimately, Kuniskis' story is one of resilience and vision. He's stepping into a role that demands both bold leadership and a deep understanding of what makes Stellantis' brand special. Whether he succeeds or fails, his efforts will shape the trajectory of Stellantis and the automotive industry for years to come. Kuniskis' legacy is on the line, and its impact will ripple across the entire industry. The question is, can he rise to the challenge? What do you think about Tim Kuniskis' return to Stellantis? Can he save Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Chrysler? Or is it too late for these iconic brands? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a big thumbs up and do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for more, and as always, thanks for watching.